We're having a look at the HP laptop. As you can see, it's very grubby. Excuse, obviously, the B-roll. It's probably going to have loads of smudges on it because it is a smudgy laptop. But anyway, this is the Pavilion version, and this is a gaming laptop. So we're just going to talk about the chassis. We're going to run some games in it. I've got Call of Duty. I think I've got PUBG and Fortnight. And I'm going to run a 3D benchmark on there, Fire Strike, and I can't remember what the other one is. I'm going to run some benchmarks on it and see what it can do and what it's capable of. We're going to talk about how long the battery lasts for and stuff like that. But for now, let's go through the quick specifications. So we've got a Type-C USB 3.1 there. We've got HDMI, so up to 4K, so you can connect it to your TV if you want to, or outsource to another monitor, like so. You've got infinite connection as well, so you can get no lag or any drops when you blatantly plug it straight into a gigabit port, so you can get that connection. Got a 3.5mm jack for your in-ear sound as well, but it hasn't got a microphone jack on there, so it'd probably be better just to get one that can go internally into like two cables that go into one. You've also got USB 3 there on the side here, but it's in black, but it's actually USB 3. Also a charging port as well, so you can charge your phone or a tablet or something like that. Your power AC adapter goes there in that corner. Heat distribution goes at the back here. It doesn't run too hot at the moment, so it's pretty cool, but we'll run a benchmark to see what it does. Another two USB 3s on the side here, and a Kesnet lock and a hard drive indicator LED there, and an SD card slot for your pictures or anything that you want to obviously take off your phone or use with a camera. You got nice green feet under the bottom there. You can take this off and then obviously upgrade your memory as well if you want to. So if I put it down now, I can show you what else is on there. It's got Bang & Olufsen sound on here. The speakers come out from the top here, so that's pretty cool. You've got these keys that look like they're illuminated, but what they are, they're just green. I'm guessing because it's got NVIDIA graphics card in it. Talking about the graphics card, we've got a GTX 1050 in there, which running at 2 GB of memory, so not very fast. So the video RAM, when I'm going to run a benchmark, not too sure if it's going to run sufficient or anything like that. But so far, sounds good. Give you a little demonstration of the sound. Got LED light, which is green. Can't turn it on and off. It's just literally green, and that's it. Pavilion written there. Nice little trackpad on the side there with a green accent on the side. As you can see, it's really quite smudgy. Triplet keys right across the keyboard as well. Numeric key on the side there. This has got a Core i5-83H CPU in there, and it runs from, I think it's 2.8 all the way to 4 GB of turbo on the actual memory, on the CPU side of things. What I was going to say, I can't remember what else I was going to say. Yeah, it's got a camera on there as well, so the camera is pretty decent as well. I'll show you all of that, but let's get through more in-depth specifications. So what I'm going to do is going to run a benchmark, then I'll talk to you through like a voiceover. Right, so I'm just going to run a quick, like, couple of benchmarks. So one's going to be Fire Strike, and then one's going to be Time Spy, but this one actually said that this is not going to be really compatible. It could crash because obviously it's only got 2 GB of video RAM, so we'll give it a go anyway. So we'll go with Fire Strike first and see how we get on with that. And while this is going in the background, I'll let you know what the technical specs of this laptop is. So we've got Windows 10 64-bit on as an operating system. We've got 1 TB of running at 7,200 RPM SATA. We've got a 16GB PCI NVMe Intel Optane memory for storage acceleration, which means that you can have it's between a mechanical hard drive and also an SSD. So the SSD is where you can go at any point and it will find whatever you're looking for really quickly at 550 megabytes per second at read speeds. And with Optane, it means that you basically find whatever you want to find, and then it will store it in the memory. That's what's called Optane memory, and then whatever you don't use, it won't worry about. So if you go to use and find something else afterwards, then you notice that it will be a little bit slower, which will be the mechanical hard drive speed rather than the SSD speed. We do have a load of bloatware, so we do have Dropbox, and we do have McAfee's, Netflix, and 1 month trial of Microsoft Office 365, which I don't think is a bit of obviously bloatware, but it's nice to have. You've got some other apps like HP Audio Switch, HP Cool Sense, HP Jump Speed. So Cool Sense is just to cool down the computer when you're gaming and stuff like that. We've got Bang & Olufsen dual speakers, HP Audio Boost. We've also got an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050, 2GB of GDR5 dedicated. And obviously we do have high definition graphics as well that's built in, which you can plug into your TV, and then obviously have 4K. It's a full-size keyboard with a numeric pad on the side. The motherboard or chipset's Intel HM370, and it's from the Core i5 family, so it's 8th core generation, so it's Coffee Lake, which I said was an 8300H, right, clocked at 2.8, but it's actually 2.3 with a base frequency up to 4 GHz with Intel Turbo Boost technology, 8 megabytes of cache, 4 cores and 8 threads. It also has 8 gigabytes of DDR4 even, clocked at 2666, and you got 8 gigabytes of memory, so you got 1 terabyte hard drive space, and you got 16 gigabyte flash memory storage. Battery types are 3-cell 52.5 lithium polymer battery, and then you got power supplies, which is 135 watts AC. Battery life playback is 9 hours and 15 minutes, and the battery life's like 10 hours and 15 minutes, but it depends on what you're actually doing. So we got a fire strike score of 5,497, and let's go to another benchmark and run Time Spy. Hopefully this will work and not crash, because it does say GPU does not have enough video RAM, so your system may fail running this test. So let's go champ. Anyway, so it does depend. If you're gaming, it's going to be literally cut in half. If you're video editing, it's like 75%. If you're doing like office work, then you're going to get the maximum sort of like hours of the battery life. If you're hardly doing anything like I don't know, web searching or whatever, then yeah, you're going to get maximum all day long, probably a little bit extra. The connectivity of communications. So if we're talking about wireless, there's nothing really different about the wireless. It just seems to be bigger numbers at the end, but technically it's still your standard Wi-Fi and Bluetooth combo connected together. The weight of this laptop weighs 2.4 kilograms, so it's not too heavy, and I've had it on my laptop and it's been fine. It hasn't been too hot or anything like that. I didn't try the software for the Cool Sense. I just literally just put the games on and started playing, and it was fine. The graphics aren't too bad on it, so far so good. The color of like the keys is a chiplet keyboard, obviously, but it's not illuminated or anything like that, but the sound sounds pretty decent. But anyway, let's just run through the benchmarks, and I'll give you my last feedback at the end of this video. So we've got a score of 1,829. So what do you think? Do you think it's okay? You should leave your comments down below about that. But anyway, let's talk about my thoughts on it now. So now I'm going to plug some gaming headphones in. Just can't remember the hole is. Oh, there it is on this side. That's pretty decent. I'm going to also plug in a mouse. We'll get this right one day. 1920 by 1080 resolution. This is only a 6-bit monitor. Okay. Display is at 60 Hz. Right, so I'm going into Fortnight right now, and I'm going to settings and seeing if it's already on Epic, which it probably won't be. So everything is set to medium at the moment. Normally when you put it on a high powerful computer, it will go straight to Epic. So this is what it looks like on Epic. Normally you wouldn't play with Epic all the time though. If you're a proper true gamer, you would take off anti-aliasing, shadows, and certain textures, only because it slows down the way that you actually want to play. But I want to show you like if there's any lag in the actual game with this on. So I've applied. Decent laptop, so yes, pretty decent laptop. It works really well when you're doing separate games. It works well on Fortnite, works well on PUBG. Obviously it was a little bit darker in the screen on certain things, but you can go into the settings and change them up to make them a bit brighter and stuff like that. Playing from a top of range PC and a 240Hz monitor and stuff like that, it does seem like it's very different. But the only reason it's different is because it's a compressed laptop in £719 worth. So you get a Core i5 83H CPU, you get 1TB hard drive, which is a mix between a mechanical hard drive, an SSD and an NVMe. Then you also get a GTX 1050 graphics card, and you get 8GB memory. You could definitely put the performance up. Now I just realised when I took the actual lead out, it wasn't even on full performance, so it shows that it's pretty well equipped to be able to handle it. So this is a gaming laptop. The screen's really nice, it's not too reflective as well. When I'm actually, to be honest with you, it's one of the best screens that I've seen on a laptop in a long while. That's decent for gaming, other than Acer's laptop. They're pretty decent as well with the screens, but this is pretty decent. Now I'm just going to quickly go into the camera and see what it's like. Sometimes it's a little bit slow to whenever I click on things. It's not pretty responsive, but that is down to Optane memory that's in the storage. So that sometimes could be a bit annoying, but other than that, it's pretty good. Obviously, I don't play Tekken with keyboard. I normally play it with a joypad, and it's pretty decent. Now, at the moment, it does look a bit steamed up. Is it steamed up? It looks steamed up, or there's a lot of light in there. It's not too bad. So with light, it's not great, but other than that, it's okay. And I think it's at 720. So yeah, you only get a 1280 by 720, so 720p camera, and it goes way down to 0.3. I would expect more than that at 30 frames per second, but so what you get for the actual price, if you go up in the laptop, I would say this is more an entry level. This is the Pavilion 15, and then obviously it goes up and it gets better, and you probably get RGBs on the keyboard and stuff like that. But yeah, for what you get, it's pretty decent. The chiplet keys feel nice. To be honest with you, when I was gaming, it actually felt slightly better than a mechanical keyboard. Not obviously where I'm moving around and stuff like that, but it was shorter to get to the buttons, and I thought it'd be a lot more difficult on a laptop. But yeah, it's pretty decent. Anyway, if there's any more information you want me to find out, or you want to ask me any questions, leave them in the comments down below. Subscribe, share, like, follow me on Facebook and stuff like that for some updated pictures of whatever's coming out, just to stay in touch and stuff like that. And yeah, don't be afraid to ask me comments anyway. I don't mind obviously getting back to you or anything like that. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. This is the Pavilion 15. Roger and out. Roger and out. Roger and out.